I'm joined now by Chris Mills from Slack, who commissioned the research to tell us why it's good for both bosses and their employees to switch off, and the role that technology, such as the digital HQ, has to play. Chris, why do so many employees find it difficult to completely switch off from work over Christmas?
Well, I don't think this is just a Christmas challenge, but generally for people taking valuable time off. What we see, our bosses are encouraging employees to switch off. In fact, the majority, 83% of UK bosses say they will encourage their employees to switch off during the holiday season. And 38% of those bosses note that there's not one day over the festive period where they expect employees to check in with work, whether that's looking at messages, emails, or providing an update. However, employees are putting pressure on themselves. In fact, 53% of employees who say they will be online and available to work despite having that time off. They struggle to disconnect because of their own drive, indicating their own internal values. But the struggle to switch off is real, even on key dates at Christmas. Almost 2 in every 5 employees say they will check in on Christmas Eve, even though that falls on a Saturday this year. And nearly 20% plan to check their work messages on Boxing Day. And 1 in 10 will even do so on Christmas Day.
And why is it so important that employees do take a proper festive break and switch off from work?
Well, I think it's important that people use their valuable time off to rest, recharge, and come back refreshed. Top athletes today build in recovery periods to ensure that they perform at every opportunity. And 49% of employees and 50% of bosses worry that the pressure to be constantly available for work will lead to burnout. Individuals are not just concerned, though, about themselves burning out, but also their co-workers, with over 50% of bosses revealing this is a worry and over 54% of employees.
So what's your advice to bosses? How can they set clearer expectations and use technology to ensure that their staff feel more in control and can take a break this Christmas?
Well, firstly, I think bosses can and should lead by example, but also be explicit in telling teams to switch off and recharge. Only a third of employees say their employer helps them to switch off when they have time off. And almost the same amount of all office workers say it takes them up to 3 days to switch off during the holidays. So bosses definitely can set clear expectations by, number one, being proactive about the mental health and well-being of employees. Lead by example, focus on results, not time spent at your desk, and clearly setting out when you will and when you won't be working. Number two, use a technology so that employees can create their own boundaries. A digital HQ such as Slack helps foster that transparent communication where people can set clear